struggling with that whole work-life balance thing and doesn't even exist. Here are some simple ways that you can begin to implement some more work-life balance so that way you feel less stressed out, less overwhelmed, and overall just have more joy in your life because that's what it's all about. I'm going to give you some 3 simple strategies that you can immediately begin to implement in your life. I'm not saying they're easy, but they're simple strategies that will begin to help create more of that work-life balance that I know you're looking for. Number 1, let's set some boundaries. And we're going to start setting these boundaries actually with yourself. That's the easy part. These boundaries are going to happen with you. What I want you to be intentional about is actually being present with where you are. Where your feet are, that's where you need to be at. When you leave work, you are going home, and when you're home, you are with your family. That means putting your phone away, not checking any emails, turning your phone on do not disturb, or leave that work phone in the other room charging. Because when you're home, that's where you need to be. You need to be with your family. When we set that boundary, we're going to start with setting that boundary with time. Be present with where you're at. Same goes for work. Do you feel like you're totally scattered whenever you're at work and you can't get anything really accomplished because it just seems like one crisis, one thing is urgent after another? I want to be able to tell you that whenever you're working on a specific task, you actually need to be able to focus on that task. Turn off the instant messages that seem to constantly be coming through. Communicate with your boss that, hey, when I'm in this meeting, I want to be completely present in this meeting so I can put my best foot forward. That means that I'll get back to those messages later. That's beginning to set some boundaries, and it all starts with you. Number 2 thing that I want you to do that is going to have you feeling completely better is some self-care. That means investing time in yourself. You need to block out a few hours every week that you can begin to do some things that you enjoy. Going for a walk, doing some meditation, doing some devotional time, whatever helps feed you mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, that's what you need to be able to start doing. And there needs to be time actually blocked out in your schedule for that time for yourself. I'm talking about intentional time, because then you're knowing that you're actually meeting that appointment with yourself. You're investing that time and that energy into yourself so that way you can recenter, refocus yourself so that way you can then be better in all other areas of your life for your family and at work. Number 3 thing is beginning to delegate. What are some things that you're okay with actually giving away? So can you do okay with somebody else putting the dishes in the dishwasher? I'm only saying this because this is kind of like one of my pet peeve things is I like it done a certain way. It's not that easy for me to actually be able to give away. So it has to be things that you're okay with giving away and it not looking how you would do it, but the way they do it is actually okay. Look for things that you can begin to give your kids, your spouse, a family member. What's something that somebody else can actually help pick up the slack, be able to do for you that is going to help you out to create less things for you to do in your life. You have to be willing to delegate because again, you're one person. One person can't do absolutely anything. Hey, I hear you. I know you're almighty and you're powerful, and I totally believe that you are, but being able to look at things in a way that we're there and we have support, we have community, we have other people that are there helping us and they want to be able to support us and we have that connection will actually help you feel way more balanced. These are 3 things that are going to help you create more work-life balance that again are really simple things, but not necessarily so easy to do. You have to be able to be super intentional. You have to look for those opportunities. So what I would do first to start off with is just take a few minutes to yourself, find a quiet spot, list out boundaries, self-care, delegate, and then look at your schedule just even over this next week and be like, where's one area of my life I want to set a boundary? Where is one area of my life that I want to have some self-care? Where does that time belong out in my schedule for this next week? And if you simply need to start out with 5 minutes a day, that is totally okay and it counts. Number 3, I want you to be able to look at what's one small task that I can delegate. Start small and maybe simply asking somebody else to pick up the kids one day. That way you're not doing it. That's great. Start small, count it as a win. We'll build from there. If you need more help, feel free to check out in the description. You can always book a call with me. I would just love to be able to help you begin that process to creating more balance in your life. That way we can keep things simple. You can feel rejuvenated. You can feel overall happier and healthier, because that's what it's all about.